Ruff, your real estate specialist with Beam Real Estate and Beam Mortgage, NMLS number 336327. Every Saturday, right here on KGGR 1040 AM from 2:15 to 2:30 p.m., the Ask Annie Show is sharing valuable information to assist you in buying, selling, financing, and refinancing real estate, whether it's residential, commercial, or special use. On the Ask Annie Show, we also discuss foreclosure prevention, credit improvement, and down payment assistance. If you have any questions or concerns, you may reach me immediately after the show at 214-347-3107. Again, the number is 214-347-3107. If you're outside of the Dallas-Fort Worth calling area, dial 1-855-54-ANNIE. That's 1-855-54-ANNIE. Or visit my website at www.askanniefirst.com, www.askanniefirst.com. Today we have back as our guest Jennifer, all the way from Kuwait. Hello, Jennifer. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I am great. Thank you again for joining us. We are joining today in celebration that you are a new homeowner. Congratulations.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
How did it feel coming home from Kuwait as a new homeowner?
Coming home from Kuwait to my new home, it was a great feeling. It was just wonderful.
When you were on the show the last time, we was talking about credit scores soars, and we was talking about the different things that you worked so diligently and so hard. We worked as a team, got your scores where they needed to be, and then you did everything that you needed to do in order to become a homeowner. Now, even with the challenges from being in Kuwait and different things that it was just hard to take care of so far away, and the time zone, time differences, the time that it takes when some documentations had to be actually flown over to us because we had to have original signatures. But you hung in there. Does it feel like that it was worth the wait for you?
When I walked in those doors from getting off that plane for 17 hours and I went to my own home, that feeling, it was worth every bit of it.
So
I mean, the stress and the time, you don't even see it.
You don't see it. I always tell people that it is similar and is symbolic to a woman having a baby, how she goes through all of these different changes and you just get so tired, you feel like giving up. But then if you hang in there, you said the key word that I always tell them, after it's all over, if you hang in there to the end, you don't remember all of that pain, because what you have, your end result, is well worth everything you had to go through to get where you are. You are there. As far as going back and looking back, what are some of the things that you have gained from the experience of purchasing a home?
I've gained knowledge as far as the real estate area, as far as keeping my credit score right, things that I can do to raise my credit score and to keep me in the clear as far as credit-wise. I mean, a lot of the stuff that I gained was more so dealing with credit, being that I'm young. The credit information that I received was unbelievable.
You know what, and I'm so glad that you were willing, because sometimes it was stressful. Sometimes dealing with some of these creditors, they would say they would do one thing and then they would turn around and wouldn't do it, so we would just have to find another alternative to reach the goal. But all along you hung in there. At one point you felt like throwing in the towel. Tell me a little bit about that.
Towards the end, I was just like, I don't think it's worth it. I don't know if this house is meant for me. This process is taking so long. I mean, I don't know if it's worth it. And then just a little part of me said, just a little bit longer and it's going to happen.
So, and then once you decided, I remember when you were going through that process, normally that's when people would put in a high pressure sales, just try to get you to the end. Tell the people listening about how that conversation went. Did you feel like you were pressured into it, or did you feel like that you had an opportunity to make this decision on your own?
I feel that the decision that I made was totally my decision. I wasn't forced by anybody. Miss Annie, you stood by me and you gave me options. You said, whatever you want to do, I'm here to do it for you. So I'm ready to go left. If you want to go left, and I'll go right if you want to go right. I'm here to make this decision yours, and I'm going to stick with whatever your decision is. You know, it was always my choice. And that's a good thing when you're going into a big loan and going into buying a house and making a major decision. That's great to have somebody to be there just to listen and not to force you to do something.
Yes, because at the end of the day, I always tell everyone, you're the one who is faced with that mortgage. And I want to make sure that the mortgage is, first of all, something that you can afford. I know that we had someone else we were working with as far as your mortgage, because I do mortgages and then I work with other people. But did you get the type of mortgage that you are comfortable with, that you feel like you would be able to maintain?
Yes, actually, I was shocked when I seen the price of my mortgage. I was like, this is wonderful. I can definitely do this and still be able to have savings and save and do things I needed to do with my mortgage. So it was wonderful. Like, everything worked out.
And when I came to your home, thank you so much for inviting me to your house blessing. I enjoyed it. You had family, people from out of town. It was just cards all over the place. And you looked glowing walking around in your beautiful home. And to be in Kuwait, I was totally shocked when the last time I walked in that house, when you were in Kuwait and I was snapping pictures when we were doing the final walkthrough with your mom. And then afterwards, when I came back and for your house blessing, and I see furniture everywhere, I am just thinking, what did you do? Shop when you were in Kuwait?
When my loan was clear and you said it's yours, I pressed click, sign, save. I wanted all. I had everything placed. I was ready.
You were ready. Well, you fill that house up, and the home is gorgeous. It is totally gorgeous. And how old are you, Jennifer?
I'm 23.
Do you feel like some young person who's out there who feel like that they have to be older to get a home? Can you tell them some of the benefits of home ownership even at your age?
To me, a homeowner, you're being an investor in your own life. Buying a home at any age is an investment. But as a younger adult, buying a home and looking at investing into your life ahead of time is always a great thing, because you can always pay that house off and move on to your next home and be a renter and a homeowner.
Yes. You mean to rent your home and to someone else, and then you can be a landlord where you're making money,
yes,
hopefully off of your home, and then you can go on to your second home. Your aim is bigger and better. With you starting at this particular age where you are, you have a big jump, because 23 is really good. Some people are just now getting out of college and they may feel like, well, it's too early for me to get a house. But you are starting out, instead of paying rent somewhere, you're actually a homeowner, and that is good. Congratulations, Jennifer. You're listening to the Ask Annie show on KGGR 1040 AM every Saturday from 2:15 to 2:30 p.m. If you have any real estate questions or concerns, you may reach me, Annie Roth, immediately after the show at 214-347-3107. If you're outside of the Dallas-Fort Worth calling area, dial 1-855-54-ANNIE, ANNIE, or visit my website at www.askanniefirst.com. ASKANNIEFIRST.com. What would you tell the different people, again, who are out there about purchasing a home, even some of the older people who may feel like, I can't do this or this is too difficult? And how about some of the people who are overseas? What would you share with them?
I would say just look at this home as an investment, not only for you, but for your family. I mean, use your all. If you want this, it'll be yours. No matter how hard you got to work, your end result will end up with this house. I mean, it's worth every bit of sweat, blood, tears. It's worth every bit of it. At the end of the day, going into your own home, and it's yours, and you just pay for it, and it's yours.
Now, I remember at some point you said that you wanted to pay your home off earlier. Do you see it possible with the house payment that you have?
Yes, I do. I see it possible of me paying my house off early and moving on to the next one.
Moving on to the next one. That is a good thing. So now you can look forward, because one of the things that I remembered you were saying, I don't want to come home unless I'm coming to my own place. So now you have had had the satisfaction when you came home, got off that plane, walked through the doors to your own home? It was yours. And now I hear that even overseas, you're able to see and check up on your house.
It's a blessing. Technology is amazing.
How many miles away are you from your home?
Whew, I'm not even sure. I know I'm like 24 hours away.
Whoa.
It's a totally different time frame.
Okay, okay. So it takes 24 hours to get there. And even though you're over in another country, you're able to see your house and it's yours
Yes.
with everything, and you're able to build on having something to come back to be stabled when you come back into the States.
Correct.
Well, Jennifer, I am so proud of you. I am definitely proud. You kept it up. You hung in there. The day of closing, how did you feel? Because you had to have a power of attorney because you weren't able to be here. How did that feel, having a power of attorney to sign, and we were snapping pictures of your mom and sending them to you, and you were we had you on speakerphone so you could hear the entire closing? How did that feel?
That moment at closing, it was basically that everything I've done in the past to get where I was, it finalized everything for me. Being at that table, having my mom, which is my great support system, to back me and be there to sign those papers for me and those documents on my first home at 23 was amazing.
Yes, it was. And she hung in there, didn't she? She came through at every point that we needed her to come through, and we're so appreciative to her. And then she was there, and when you got the word that your home had funded. Now, what did you learn that funded means when you get the word it is funded?
Meaning that it's covered. It's clear that the loan is gone through and this is your house.
This is your house, and it's time to come get the keys. And so when your mom met me to get the keys, she told you, right, that it was funded and she had the keys, or I can't remember. Did I call you?
Both of y'all called, and I couldn't do anything but cry and say thank you, God.
So you were overjoyed that you had accomplished your goal and you had made it to the finish line.
Yes, ma'am.
So now you see the fruit of all of your hard labor. You have been blessed with a beautiful home, age 23, and you're just moving forward, and not only moving forward, but you're actually to move forward with the knowledge of how to maintain your credit and how to keep everything taken care of, how to work on paying your house off in a short amount of time. It's so many things that you have gained in the knowledge of just home purchasing. You're listening to the Ask Annie show on KGGR 1040 AM every Saturday from 2:15 to 2:30 p.m. If you have any real estate questions or concerns, you may reach me, Annie Roth, immediately after the show at 214-347-3107. If you're outside of the Dallas-Fort Worth calling area, dial 1-855-54-ANNIE, ANNIE, or visit my website at www.askanniefirst.com. ASKANNIEFIRST.com. Would you tell people that coming to work with me as far as purchasing a home or refinancing whatever they have, will they go away educated buyers or educated consumers, or will they just go away with, I just made a sale?
Honestly, if you go with Miss Annie's going to give you every tool that you need to succeed as far as whatever you're planning to do. Even if you're just trying to get your credit repaired before you even start looking for a house, she can get you in order with all these things, set you up with the right path, and give you every tool you'll need to be successful in your home buying process.
And I definitely appreciate it. And I also appreciate your sister Trika. She was the one who I first sold her home, and she told you and then your mom. I feel like I'm a part of the family. When I come, I know your grandmother and your grandfather, your brother, your nephews, and your little niece, everybody. I felt really at home, and I definitely, as always, I always say that I count it a blessing when people allow me to be a part of their lives, because that's what you did. You and your family, Trika and your mom, you all allowed me to come in. And when I came, I did not feel like a stranger. I felt like I was coming amongst my friends to celebrate the home purchase that you had had. And just like when your sister had hers, I was there to celebrate. And so I just thank you all for just keeping it in the family, even when I was there, for being so kind and so generous, even letting people know. Thank you for allowing me to service you and to serve you. I really count it a blessing.
And I want to thank you for everything. I couldn't thank you enough, and I thank God for putting you in the position that you're in to even help people, as with the knowledge that you have, to share it. I just thank you so much.
That is no problem at all. That is what I'm here for. I believe that God gives us knowledge and He allows us to know things so we can help other people, because I'm a firm believer that most of the people who are out there who are renting, I believe that if you can afford to rent, you can afford to own your own home. And if you have credit issues, most of the people who have credit issues is not just because they didn't want to pay their bills. They had debt and didn't want to pay it. There's some type of circumstance that has caused them to get to that path. But if they just know, don't let that hold you back. Talk and be honest and open. And that was one of the things that I can't say enough, that even with you and did you feel the freedom to tell me whatever was going on, no matter how good, bad, or unattractive it was? Did you feel comfortable enough in sharing things with me?
Yes, ma'am. I was open and honest.
Yeah. And then from the open and honesty, we were able to deal with issues and prepare or deal with things that needed to be corrected, get them corrected, and prepare that file where when it got to an underwriter, that the underwriter could feel comfortable that they were making a sound decision and that approving the mortgage for you to buy a home was a good thing to do, because people don't realize that today underwriters are putting their names on it and they don't want to sign off saying this file is okay when there are issues on it. So if there's anything that needs to be dealt with, we deal with those and get them corrected on the forefront. So when it gets to the underwriter, and not just, we don't cover up, we don't change, we correct the things and then educate you so you can be prepared to just go higher and higher and higher in the future. So again, congratulations, Jennifer. I know you are proud. I know you are happy to be a homeowner, and we cannot wait until you come home again to enjoy your home.
Thank you so much.
Okay, and thank you for being a part of the program again today, and you have a wonderful day.
You as well.
Thank you for listening to the Ask Annie Show. This is Annie Roth, your real estate specialist with Beam Real Estate and Beam Mortgage, NMLS number 336327. Every Saturday, right here on KGGR 1040 AM from 2:15 to 2:30 p.m., the Ask Annie Show is sharing valuable information to assist you in buying, selling, financing, and refinancing real estate, whether it's residential, commercial, or special use. On the Ask Annie Show, we also discuss foreclosure prevention, credit improvement, and down payment assistance. If you have any questions or concerns, you may reach me immediately after the show at 214-347-3107. Again, the number is 214-347-3107. If you're outside of the Dallas-Fort Worth calling area, dial 1-855-54-ANNIE. That's 1-855-54-ANNIE. Or visit my website at www.askanniefirst.com. www.askanniefirst.com.